the blacks, the blacks have been too busy, especially the men who are supposed to be warriors. We wars, right? The men who are supposed to be warriors, fighting for their community, they are spending all their energy fighting black immigrants. Salute to Rainbow the God. So these blacks are spending all their energy fighting black immigrants while the powers in place is handling them day in and day out. Carmelo Anthony, they lost. They've had a bad year, bro. They lost Carmelo Anthony. They've lost Nolan Wells. And now they are going on to the new guy. I saw Benjamin Crump has already run away to this case because he realized that he has a much better shot at playing the race card here than he did with the Nolan Wells case, because the Nolan Wells case is stupid. It has nothing to do with racism. But these guys want to make everything about racism. Okay? Now, this is what I've always said. Now, before I start, I don't want to disrespect the dead. So I guess the victim or the guy's name is Corey Ruiz, Hispanic last name. I think he probably has a parent that is Hispanic, another black, but grew up in the culture in the Black American culture. So the blacks have taken on this case, right? The blacks have taken on this case, and it feels like because they've had so much defeat this year, they are looking for one national case, like a George Floyd equivalent, so that they can release all the pressure that they've gone through this year. But I want to wish the family my condolences because it's the loss of life, and I'm a Christian. So, whatever the case may be, even if he did the wrong thing or if he was sinful, I really want to wish their family my condolences. And I hope that this is also one of those situations where people learn to abide by the law, or when you've not done the right thing and you get pulled over or the police tries to stop you, you don't resist, because there are laws on the books. This gangster rioting attitude that these blacks have is never a solution. Yet these idiots don't want to learn. These fools have been doing the same shit since Martin Luther King, and they still don't want to learn that fighting back a cop is not going to fix your problems. Carrying weapons and talking back will end your life. And one of the things that is most fascinating about these cases, I've never found this incident apply to middle class black people, upper middle class black people, regular folks who are black immigrants, Jamaicans, Ghanaians, Nigerians, except for the Diallo issue 30 years ago. None of these cases have been black immigrants, right? And it brings me to this particular thing that I've always felt is very true, that their culture and the way they've been trained to disrespect authority is why a lot of these outcomes are what we're seeing today. So when this case happened, I wanted to watch and see if this was a regular dude with no criminal history, not on drugs, and I'm shocked I'm not shocked, but I'm going to let you know that this is one of those cases where it was almost inevitable. And I don't think these policemen should be suspended because they're doing their job. This is a very risky job. And Madison is pretty liberal city, right? So I would expect that they would do this and make it look all political and all racial. But I'm going to play a few clips for you to see what I am seeing. That, again, may his soul rest in peace. But this could have been avoided if he acted right, if he acted normal, if he didn't act like the culture. Okay? So this is not something that people should go out and massively protest. This is just law enforcement doing their job, taking care of criminals because he was rest his soul, but he had a long or a rap sheet of criminal activity. And when you live a life like that, these are typically your outcomes. So of course, I have a little bit of sympathy because there's a loss of life. But then again, I also believe that these are the components of the culture, and these are the outcomes that you're going to have if you live life like a rebel who is always confrontational. And also, these men that are on YouTube that are not paying attention to the bigger picture. They should be in the communities trying to make some changes so that these events don't happen. But that's not what they are doing. They are preoccupied with gender wars and diaspora wars. Meanwhile, the black immigrant is chilling. We don't have these issues. So before we get to the videos, this is what I'm going to say to my black immigrants who are listening. This is FBA. So this is not your fight. I don't want to see no Jamaican out there in the crowd holding up Black Lives Matter signs. Let Tariq Nasheed go do it. Let Black Alpha Network go do it because they are the men that are supposed to protect their community. That's the role of a man, not to act as a bitch on YouTube and get money from the community. And when big issues like this happen, they chicken out and they act as if they haven't seen it. Let them go over there and march the way their ancestors marched. Let them show us the new breed of Luther Kings. You black immigrants should stay the hell away from this stuff. All you can do is exactly what I've done. It's a loss of life. Wish them your condolences. Pray for the family. That's it. That is your role. And this is as humane as it gets. That's even generous coming from me, right? We're going to pray for the family. We're going to hope that they find some comfort in their heart. But we are not going to engage in no placard holding, no marching, because you can't march when for people that have such a long rap sheet of criminality. Normal people don't encounter these problems. This is why the black immigrant is not a target of police officers in America. In 30 years, there's only been one case. That means there's more white men that have been subject to police shootings than the black immigrants. Think about it. White men and women have been shot more than the black immigrant in America. So this is not a racial issue. This is a cultural problem. And we are very much immune from this if you are not in that company. All the data points shows that more police is even better for us as black immigrant communities. So I don't want to watch the news. I've been watching the live protest, peeping in to see, to make sure I'm checking all your hairlines. You know what I'm saying? I'm checking all your hairlines to make sure that I don't see no Jamaican man over there holding signs up Black Lives Matter. These are not your people. Your role here is to wish them your condolences and sit it out. Okay? Sit it out. Remember, these same people boycotted your businesses. They boycotted your businesses. All right? So let them deal with the structures in place. They were excited about Haitian TPS ending only 3 days ago. This is where their priority is. Yeah, Rock is saying the guy had 40 convictions trying to break into cars. That's what happened. He was a criminal. Let's just be honest about it. This is why the black immigrants should have nothing to do with this. I would be so mad if I see some Jamaican man or some Trinidadian in the press conference come up there and say some words in patois in support of this bullshit. Do not be part of it. This is not your fight. All these men have YouTube channels targeting you on a day-to-day basis. That's where all their energy is. So let them go expend some of that energy in Madison, Wisconsin. Let them take flights over there. They make a lot of money on YouTube. Let them fly over there and protest this. You know what is funny? While this is happening, another black situation is happening in another state. Look at Benjamin Crump. He was just in Mississippi 3 days ago. He was just in Mississippi doing Nolan Wells. And he realized that it's not going anywhere. He found a new opportunity because this one is right borderline in his alley. These blacks in America, the blacks, are very transactional people. They can even give up their own lives just to make a buck. Yet you're over here in your liberal sense saying, oh, these are black people, police brutality. No, police brutality does not affect black immigrants. Look at the data. There's only been one case in 32 years. Diallo, who was actually a black wannabe. Okay, he was not Kunta Kinte like me. Okay, that was no Kunta Kinte like me. That was dude that was trying to cosplay. So the ones that are daishiki wearing, accent heavy, no hairline, musty like me, we don't have issues with the men in blue. A matter of fact, we love the men in blue. Okay, that's why you won't find us in certain places. You know what I'm saying? So please sit this one out. This is not our fight. They have so many men, so many warriors, but they're focused on gender wars and diaspora wars, trying to tell you who is better. That is not our fight. They can do that, but in this case, no, you got to drag them. This is their own bullshit.
Trust in this department is not something any of us can assume. It is by far our greatest commodity. It must be earned continuously, and I think it can be lost in a single afternoon. The thinness of trust in the city right now did not start.
No, we can shut this down. You can stop talking because we don't want to hear anything you've been saying. You're going to say the same thing you all say every time a black body gets shot down in this city. This is a corrupt city. That's right. Have no fear. The anti-Zionist is here. You understand me? You won't be able to talk to.
See, these are the same talking points. There's a press conference. It's orderly. It's civil. Obviously, the police they're going to do an investigation. You can be an activist. But where is your activism when the dude was homeless? Where is your activism when the dude was trying to break into cars? Where is your activism when the dude has over 40 convictions? See, you guys always show up to the last minute when you have to show put your chest out to project some strength that you don't have. And this is the same behavior that got him killed. Your work should be at what they call grassroots. That's where the real work is. But you bitches and cowards can't even face the real task to correct these issues at source. Soon as there's a white encounter, oh my God, the city is corrupt. Madison's a beautiful city. I've been there a few times. Beautiful, well-run city until it got too overly liberalized. And it's just as bad as Milwaukee nowadays. But this is the cost of not integrating right. If you know you're going to leave this ghetto lifestyles post-integration, go to Mississippi, go to Jackson, where there's 80% of your population living there, and build from there. You know, when these O'Shea's talk about building in Africa and stuff, I'm going to show you some photos from Mississippi. And I'm like, why are you not building Jackson, Mississippi? It's right up your alley. That's where a lot of you came from before you migrated to the Northeast to get jobs. Why are you neglecting your failed cities like Jackson and Shreveport, where a lot of your quote-unquote lineage traces to, and you're running off to Africa? I don't get it. Misplaced priorities. Where are all these internet warriors when we need them? Black immigrants, you stay away from this. If I see a Jamaican man in there, I'm going to be anti-Jamaica for 1 week. because I've shown you a lot of love, man. I've shown the Caribbean massive love, sometimes even more than Africans on the continent. I have shown my Caribbean brothers, especially my Haitians, so much love. And I'm going to visit this year. I'm going to go to Haiti this year. So, with all the love that I've shown you on the internet, this is the one love you need to show me. Because, see, this is how we force these people to work on the things that are important because they are idiots. They don't know what to work on until it happens. Then they can just blame, oh, a kid drowned. Oh, it's a white man. Oh, a kid stabbed a white kid at school. Oh, it's no black people on a jury. Everything to this community is about race. It'll never change, which makes me question, why do they even want integration? Because see, whenever they say something negatively to you, the black immigrant, they always refer to the Civil Rights Bill, which brought them integration, which stopped segregation. So the same system that they are having an issue with right now, they are saying that it's helping us. How is that helping us if they are having issues with it? They are definitely having issues integrating in America. They can't get along with the white folk. But you, the black immigrant, you don't have no problems with white people and Latinos and Asians. You get along fine. You don't boycott anything. I've never heard a Congolese person say, hey, Africans, let's boycott. I've never heard that. These people have been an obstruction to the integration process. And they've caused the most menace in American society. And when these things happen, they want you to see this as normal, because here's what's going to happen. If you see this as normal and they take the police out of these cities and out of these communities, crimes are going to go up. They just want a passport to commit more crimes. It's like the South Africans, right? When, oh, we want the immigrants out. But the real deal is they want to loot the shops of the immigrants. They want a free pass to commit crimes. Give me a victim that doesn't have a rap sheet, then I can understand it. Not these serial criminals who meet their fatal days and then all of you come around and act as if he deserves some type of justice. No, he doesn't. This is what happens when you live your life like this. And if you really, really want to solve this problem, you solve it at source.
Today, because I'm gonna keep talking, because I was born to talk my talk and walk my walk too. I told these young people back here on our way here that we have the power, not that badge, not that weapon. We have the power. The city of Madison is corrupt, from the DA to the what's the name of this? The Department of Independent Monitoring. We don't want any of that talk. You've given us this speech with "you'll deliver justice." Oh, we've seen the cameras. We've seen it was a knife in this young man's hand. We don't want to hear that today. We didn't want to hear it when they put their neck on George Floyd's neck. We don't their foot on George Floyd's neck, and we don't want to hear it today. What do you have to say about that? No. Oh, you don't get to talk.
Yeah, what do you have to say about that? All emotional like a mother. Man, get this dude out of here, man. Get him the fuck out of my face, man. I get him the fuck out of my face. Where is all that energy when a man was committing all these crimes? There is nothing here, you know. It's always some bunch of criminals, man. They don't always give us good candidates when these issues arise. It's just always a bunch of criminals, man. Let's see what some of the protests is going on here. I've seen a channel that was broadcasting this.
All right, hello. Stacked on that far side as well, just meant to be like this is the people establishing this barricade, trying to assert some ownership over creating the space. And those
see, all these things cost money. There goes your reparations, man. For them to barricade, take precautions, all that stuff costs money. Man, these guys are a menace, man. I'm telling you, bro.
Temporary barricades were there first before the city came in and parked their trucks to give this space. So then we turn around here, and this is the crowd. And I'm probably zoomed in a little bit, and I'm probably giving you all whiplash. I apologize.
Oh, look at that. It's all white people protesting for them. Where are all your diaspora soldiers? Eh? Where are all these guys that have been grifting on the internet, talking the big talk about black people being strong? All right, you guys are so strong. What am I seeing here? A bunch of white women fighting your fight. Weak ass ninjas. Weak ass fucking ninjas. Weak men. Weak men. I've never seen y'all even get in a fist fight. You're always using guns because that's the easiest way to kill. Okay? How about you show some balls and fight real fight? You know, fight like quote unquote our ancestors fought. Your ancestors didn't do shit. They marched like this. They didn't do shit. They were just marching and begging. It was the sympathy of the white man to allow you to integrate into his civilized society. You were nothing and you still are nothing. And I'll never shy away from that. Nobody will win that debate with me. Nobody will convince me otherwise. Because I've seen the pictures, I've seen the videos, I've read the books, and I see you now. See, when a group is capable, most skills are transferable. You know, it's like a mechanic's son would know a thing or two about cars. That's what happens. But what are these men doing? They just know how to blah, 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 babble on the internet, akata babble. They just make noise on the internet. And then they scream like they know shit. And when the real thing happens, when it's time to go, like when it's time to go, let's go. Where is the ninja, man? Look at you. You should be ashamed of yourself, man. Y'all are a disgrace, man. This is the most disgraceful set of black people that have ever walked the face of this earth, man. It is disgusting to the core, man. It kills me to my soul. Oh, my God. Sometimes I want to say a prayer for you, man. Dear God, I come to you today humbly in prayer that you heal the American Negro. Father, please heal the American Negro because the American Negro is sick, Father. The American Negro doesn't want to be married. The American Negro doesn't want to raise children. The American Negro is terrorizing all humans that want to live peacefully in this country. The American Negro is loud on the internet, but they are not loud to praise you. They are not loud to worship you. They smoke weed, they do drugs, they sag their pants and dress inappropriately, they harm women and children, they kill themselves disproportionately compared to any other group. They don't even speak their language properly. Lord, please, please, please replace this brain with a fresh software. Heal these people. They are sick, Father. They are sick. It hurts my soul. It hurts my heart. This is why I come before you, dear God, to help them because they have lost their way. They don't know what they are doing. Father, please help them. Please, please, please help the American Negro. Heal this man. Teach him to act right. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Apologize for that, but this is my community. This is the intersection of Baldwin and Willie Streets. A lot of memories here from growing up for me personally. I saw my first punk show at that brick building there on the corner. That's Crystal Corner Bar. And I won't bother you with like my personal history out here too much, but just to show that I do have personal investment here in this story. And it will weigh on me and it will impact some of the things. But I'll zoom in here on the fist that is here from George Floyd Square. You see it there at the center of the action. We'll work our way in. You can listen in on the speakers here in just a second. And I'll have to stop talking because it gets so loud in there. Originally, I had set up to broadcast from there near the speakers because it was much quieter just a few minutes ago, right before the speakers, or before this real rally atmosphere kind of started up, right before.
Where are the black people, man? Y'all are a disgrace. This group of men are weak. No wonder these women don't want relationships with them. This is why they got passports to travel the world. They run away from problems. They are not problem solvers. A man has died. I mean, he's flawed, but just look at the crowd. Are there even any black people here? You have white people doing Martin Luther King level things. You're always quick to take credit, and I wanted to do a video about an, a much deeper topic. Whenever they talk about we built this shit, we built America, the past tense bullshit that they've had to believe all these years. And I keep asking this. There is no nation that is built one time and the building stops. Even the 20 years that I've been here, I've seen major transformation in America. I've seen a time when 20 Mbps internet was almost not accessible here in North America. I saw the prices of the first internet to your home, broadband, coming to people's homes in America. I've seen televisions go from big ass TVs to little thin shit. I've seen the transformation from vinyl to CD. Some of you are too young to remember. From vinyl to CD to MP3. There was something called an iPod. You guys remember that? Nintendo Game Boy, iPod. I've seen the transformation in technology. All these things they enjoy, the PlayStations they play, the television they watch, the YouTube platforms that they are creating on. Do they think it's not part of America's build process? Are we still using the roads and infrastructure of the 1940s? They say that to minimize the current debate of how they are not pulling their weight to something that is even debatable. What they're talking about is very debatable because there was other groups involved. And I think what they imply is that because they were whipped to work for free, then that is what they deem development. Those curtains that your ancestors picked up, that money has been spent and gone, man. That didn't build this country. Even 60 years ago, America looked different. Every day, America is transforming. The Mexicans are building homes. What are you people building? Nothing. Welfare Pro Max is what I call you. Welfare Pro Max. This is not a lie. This is not hate. And these were things that were really not talked about until your self belief that you were the better blacks got so much in your head. And like, no, wait a minute. We need to correct a few things. Your mindset is wrong. A black man is killed by police, which I think it's his fault. But even if it's not his fault and you're protesting, this has gotten national coverage. Why is 90% of the protesters white people? The same white people that you speak negatively against are the ones out there fighting on your behalf, like they did during the civil rights era that you didn't give them any credit for. White people were 99% responsible for the civil rights legislation. You know why? Because there was only 5 people that were black in Congress, not 0 in the Senate, 5 in Congress, which means that it became possible solely because of white men. You were just advocates. You were begging for it. And you made a case for them to believe. Instead of you begging God, you are begging other men to partition some of their success for you. And you turn around and you use it as a check card to disrespect immigrants who nowadays are contributing far much better than you. I hear O'Shea Duke Jackson talk about, oh, when these immigrants come, when terrorists come, they contribute nothing. Okay? Have you been to a doctor's office lately? Have you been when your people shoot each other in the communities and these ambulances and paramedics arrive? Have you seen the number of immigrants that are doing this? I went to the ER about a month ago with my wife. Almost all the staff are like Nigerian and people from Jamaica and all these other places. That's what they are contributing. You know, When we're doing COVID distributions and vaccines were down, I was on the front line working to make sure that these distribution networks stay afloat. So we do contribute to this country. You just want to ignore it and sit on historical BS that was actually done mostly by white people. You got a few people got their asses whooped for protesting, but for the most part, it was peaceful. It was peaceful. You just made a legitimate case, and the white people said, "Okay, we'll let you have some of our stuff." That's what it was all about. Whether or not you're gonna use that to your advantage is individual based. And so far, y'all have been stinking it up. And you can see it right here. Where are all your warriors, all your gender warriors, diaspora warriors? Where the fuck are they? Why are they not here? They make so much money on YouTube. They could have bought a ticket and gone out there and protest and show us something. And CEO, David, whatever the fuck his name is, Tariq Nasheed, Black Alpha Network, talking like a chimp. What the fuck are you doing, man? Why are you not here holding up your strength? FBA power, FBA power. Pussies, a bunch of pussies. What the fuck are you guys, man? Not even one of you over there. It's a bunch of white people fighting for justice for you, like they've always done. Bunch of weak ass motherfuckers. The only time you project strength is when you take guns to go to people unsuspecting and shooting them. You can't even fight man to man. You always have to take a gun to harm other people. You're emotional. I've never seen a group of men that are this useless and emotional. It is appalling. It is disgusting, man. If there's one thing I hate about America, is these motherfuckers. I cannot stand you motherfuckers one bit. Man, all other groups are okay, but these fuckers, boy, I can't stand them. God, please help these people. What a fucking wasteful group, man. With all the opportunity that is out there for you to grab, to act right and do things right. And even when you have to fight, you claim to be fighters. When you have to fight, you can't even fight. This is disgusting. Look at what white people are doing for you. They are fighting your fight while you guys sit on the internet talking about FBA power. FBA power my ass. Fuck you guys. FBA my ass. Bunch of weak ass motherfuckers. Yes, I said it. Y'all are a bunch of weak ass motherfuckers, man. I can't stand y'all motherfuckers. I can't stand you. You're disgusting. Very, very much disgusting. Weak, pathetic. Have nothing to stand on but talk, yappy, teda, this, teda, that. Why are you not here fighting? When it's time to go, show me something. This is where you're supposed to put your hands up. Tariq Nasheed, not sit on the internet and make AdSense money and laugh your way to the bank when white people are doing your work for you. Weak ass motherfuckers. Weak ass motherfuckers. You should be ashamed of yourself. After today, I don't even want to hear any of the diaspora because you guys are not like us. No. This is weak.
Get the Willis at Willis Street. Let's go. Get the energy up. What's his name? Corey. 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 What's his name? Corey.
So you heard in the crowd there. I'm going to make my way to the front of the march. And as I do, I'm going to kind of recap what we just heard there, which is that, that plea for peaceful intentions here among the protesters. There was, of course, last night, if you were following along in our march, there was a tense moment outside of a venue where it was.
Yep, you see it, man. This is a big scan of all the people protesting. Nope. But where are the blacks going to be? This is what they will be. Here, right here. Let me show you where they're going to be.
Tensions, of course, still high this evening in Madison, Wisconsin, after a deadly police shooting was captured on camera earlier this week.
You saw the crowd? All white crowd fighting your fight.
Police say Corey Ruiz was armed with a knife and hurt an officer during an altercation. Now, the family of Ruiz is speaking out, pushing for transparency in the investigation. Our Shaquille Brewster spoke with them.
Hallie, we learned so much more about Corey Ruiz, who was killed in this intersection on Wednesday afternoon. You see folks still here at this makeshift memorial. There's demonstrations that are happening regularly. Another demonstration for tonight for the third consecutive day. But we also heard from his family today for the very first time since his killing. They described him as someone who...
Yep. I wanted to show you this picture. Who is that guy? Benjamin Crump. This is where they only show strength on podiums and when there's money involved, when they can make some money. These are very transactional people. I study the American black like a book. I read them. I know what is in their brain. I know how they think, and it sucks. This is why I took this firm stand to fight against their rhetoric when they started treating Africans and Caribbean people like this, because I knew they were not worthy of what they think they were. For the most part, I'd never respected them because they've never shown me. Some have, but the majority haven't. I'm talking about the majority now, not those small individual cases where some are outstanding. Yes, I agree. I've met some outstanding black men and women in America. Very talented and outstanding black women and men and women, mostly women too, that I've met in America. They are there. They exist. But the majority are like a wasteland. It's like a trash pile. It's not good. It's not good. This is why even these guys that go to Africa, like the O'Sheas and all these people, you won't see them hanging out with our ambassadors, our ministers, the son of our ministers. These guys have not been impressive. They're only going to show up when there's some money to be made in some suits. And I only found out that Ben Crump can't even read. I don't even know how he passes. He passed. But this is ambulance chasing at best, okay? He was at the girl who got shot at Walmart with a 1-year-old who went to steal. That was a criminal. And then he went to the Nolan grift in Mississippi. Obviously, that didn't go too well. I think they've seen the writing on the wall. That case is not even over. He quickly flies here because there's money to be made. Look at them. They only think about dollars. So you mean to tell me there are no civil rights attorneys or whatever right attorneys in the state of Wisconsin that you always have to bring this grifter to muddy the waters and make everything about race? This is the best that Black America can present? This is disgusting and appalling, man. Jeez, every case you have to show your face and our Shopton. You don't have leaders. And it shows. And it shows. This is why white folks are out there doing your work for you, man. Meanwhile, angry man, hey, FBA. Fuck you. Go over there and show me something. That's what, because if this happens, these things, and if it's African men will be at the forefront of this. Have you seen Nigerians protest SARS? Have you seen Kenyan youth protest in Nairobi? It's a different style of protest. The men lead. The men lead. Where is your leadership? Because you've dropped the ball so much. Your leadership shouldn't even start after these incidents have happened. You should start at the grassroots. George Macon or whatever the fuck his name is. Angry Man, Tariq Nasheed. Why are you not putting some of your AdSense revenue into reading and youth advocacy to fix some of the problems, underlying problems in these communities? You're not doing that. But you have all the energy to do this bullshit.
Who was incredibly funny, who loved music, his sister calling him a poet. And they also acknowledged that this is someone who has had personal struggles. As we've reported, they talked about how this is someone who has had to deal with mental health challenges, who had to overcome substance abuse, and someone who has an extensive criminal record. But his message from the daughter, what we heard from his 13-year-old daughter who lives 2 blocks away from this intersection, it's a message that sticks out. Listen to what she said.
It just hurts so much knowing I can't see my father anymore.
Benjamin Crumb doesn't care. I mean, this is a sad story, but this problem should have been fixed at source. Over here saying, oh my God, this is just dollars. He doesn't care. No emotions. Look at his face. There are no emotions in Benjamin Crumb's face. It's just money. This dude standing right there, all suited up, this is all money. There's no sympathy. After these cases, Benjamin Crumb is not going back there to make sure this girl has an education. They don't care. They're going to start a GoFundMe. Probably they've already started it, raise some money, and then just try to milk the police department for what they can. But I don't think they have a case here. There was a knife that was discovered. And if he has that knife, that shooting is justified. Now, could the cops have done better? Maybe shoot the arms so that he can survive, or maybe shoot him 1 time and not 3 times. There's a case to be made, yes. They could have been a little bit restrained. But we all know that's not how law enforcement works in America. If you present a threat, they will neutralize you. And that is why you should train your children to comply. We Black immigrants, we comply. And what do y'all say? Oh, these guys are soft. These guys are soft. Well, that's why you die. Okay? Now, who is soft? Y'all are soft because you're not even out there protesting. You're not out there protesting. You're only there wearing suits trying to collect the bag. You should be ashamed of yourself.